And time now to head over to the kitchen and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher. Judi?
Well, hey there, Donnie. It's the holidays when we can all get a little bit stressed about the cooking. Certainly for me, since I have both Hanukkah and Christmas, and I'll be frying up those latkes come Monday on my show. But today I'm going to focus on Christmas and doing things easy and cutting down on ingredients. So I have a spiral ham that I picked up at the fresh market. You basically just honestly unpack it, move the wrapping. It already has a caramelization that's going to go on. We're going to serve this with a beautiful cranberry relish that's also going to work towards our appetizer. I'll be right back. I'm making things that are really easy, Donnie, because I want to spend more time with my guests. It's the biggest complaint that everybody's always said, Judi, you're always in the kitchen. And while I love it, I really want to spend time with them. So this is something that you can make a day or two ahead of time. We're going to use it on crostinis. We're going to make a pear and orange cranberry compote. That's also going to be a great garnish to go with the ham. So let me open up the oven door and let you know the ham is really roasting well. Notice I'm using an iron cast skillet. I'm going to serve the ham like this, then it's going to actually go in the refrigerator later on, and I can take it out for brunch the next day and just put some scrambled eggs around it and biscuits. Let's get into the cranberries. I have one container of fresh cranberries. You can just scoop them yourself, or you can get them by the bag, but do use the fresh. Then to that, I'm going to add about a cup of water, and I'm going to take an orange, and what I want you to do is I want you to peel the orange, take the pith off, which is the white part, get about half of the orange into sections without the white again and mash that up. It's going to cook in with the cranberries. Then we're going to add our seasoning. We're going to add some star anise. 1 or 2 is going to be just fine. I'm going to take some mustard seeds, a bay leaf, and some fresh rosemary from the garden, and I'm going to tie them in a little piece of cheesecloth, and that's already in there. That's called a bouquet garni, in case you see in a recipe. But listen, folks, I have a great idea. If you don't want to have to do all that, don't. What you can do is buy a box of mulling spice. Get your apple cider. The whole house will smell wonderful. You have warm apple cider for at night. And take the mulling spices and just sprinkle in about a tablespoon's worth. Then continue to just give it a mash. This is going to simmer for about 15 minutes. When we come back, we're going to add the diced pear and some natural sweet honey, and then we'll have a beautiful topping for crostinis and goat cheese and camembert, and we'll check on our ham. Let's get back to our cranberries. So it's reduced down really well. We have the orange peel, we have the orange segments. Now we're going to add some soft Bartlett pears. So I often make this and then I just freeze it because you're going to cool it down. So as we're cooking it down, now we're going to add about 3/4 of a cup of a dry white wine. And this time of year, I always have a few different wines open. Just you don't want to use too much sugar because you want to balance everything off. And we're going to use honey. A nice creamy honey is what you're going to use. A mild, like a clover honey, but a creamy honey just adds this really nice texture. So about a tablespoon of that. And we'll cook this back down with the wine for about a half an hour. Then as everything starts to soften, let's go over to some that's already done. I did this yesterday, so it's nice and cold. I've taken out the bouquet garni, which had the star anise and the bay leaf. And remember, I said you don't have to do that. If you want to just use mulling spices that are powdered, you can do that as well. So this is basically all set. We don't want to use the big orange rind that's in here, so we can just put it in for that batch. Now let's get to the actual appetizer we're going to do. I picked up some camembert cheese and simply already done fresh rosemary rounds. You can certainly toast your own bread if you prefer. And now I'm just going to take either ricotta or camembert cheese. You could use brie. You could even use feta if you wanted a balance of salt on that. But feta's salty since we're having the ham as well. And we're just going to top this right there. Slice of cheese, the cranberry, and we get some all the way around. Then we have plenty left to serve with this beautiful southern homey looking ham. So we have appetizer, the wine is already open that's going in the cranberry dish. Our ham is glazed, and I think we're just about ready to serve lunch for Don because I think he's really hungry today. So stay with me. I'll be back in a few. John, okay, I'm taking over. The man is one with his camembert. So we have the perfectly glazed spiral ham, right? Really easy. And we're going to serve that with the cranberry orange pear relish. And then we took crostinis already made, and we put either ricotta or camembert cheese and that cranberry orange right on top. It's delicious. You keep eating, and Donnie, I'm sending it back to you.
Good stuff, Donnie.
Good stuff.